I'm good right now. I'm good.
Subhanallah, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. But I was very happy really tonight, forgiving, this kind of patience on the Fajr, or trust to patience. But can you notice that all of these things, connecting the thread between them, are highly ethical manners and conducts?
Right.
Which refers to وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَضًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَانْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. Amazing. Amazing. It's not a philosophy. لاحظوا, none of you said the best thing I love in my parents, they are very clever, very smart. No. لاحظ, ethical conducts, سلوكات أخلاقية, all of them. None of you said the best that I love in the parents, that they collected a lot of money, they are very rich. Seriously, none of you will say it, by the way. None of you will say it. The best of things, no, it's ethics. وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَضًّا غَلِيظًا. You know this ayah, amazingly, let me remind you of a hadith amazing related to Anas radiallahu anhu. Anas, the one who was mentioned by your father, Jazakallah khair now, mashallah. It was brother Diwan, brother Muhammad Diwan, yes. Anas radiallahu anhu says in an amazing hadith, قال خدمت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم 10 سنين لم يقل لي لشيء فعلته لما فعلته ولا لشيء لم أفعله لما لم تفعله. 10 years of serving Prophet Muhammad. Now he is saying, talking about an experience of 10 years. No one can be acting or hypocrite for 10 years. I can be acting, or I can be holding a hypocritical attitude for seconds or minutes, or some certain times when you pass. But I can't hold this character for 10 years. It's impossible. You got my point? For 10 years of serving Prophet Muhammad, the end result, he was highlighting, briefing the following. He never told me, Anas saying, never told me for something I did, why did you do it? Or for something that I did not do, why you did not do it? Which is exactly what he was referring now. He told him, this is an amazing, beautiful ethical conduct and manner. When you, for example, you ask to be patient, لاحظوا, Salat al-Fajr, sister, that's it, and the brother here, for example. When you ask your kid to do something, okay? Next time, أبوك على أبو اللي خلك ولا كم مرة شو حكي معك؟ يا طوط مقصر مشفر يس مقصر رقيب قصه. No. Patience is one of the main characteristics that بإذن will entitle you to gain the Jannah. Or otherwise, as we said about the sisters, ليس كل من تلد أما وليس كل من يلد يستحق this kind of high status. And let me just finish my talk with this, subhanallah. By the way, I'm very happy for this session, wallahi. Really, I feel very happy. I feel the barakah. You see, because I believe everyone, and I wish that my family was with me. I have 4 daughters and one son. Alhamdulillah, I love them very much. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to let them, your kids and our kids, to be from the people of the Jannah. Inshallah, bi'idhnillah. قول الله تعالى in the Quran, ولو كنت فظا غليظ القلب لانفضوا من حولك فاعف عنهم واستغفر لهم وشاورهم في الأمر. This ayah should be written with gold and to be highlighted somewhere at house. You know what does it say? Who is the one who's talking in this ayah? Well, who is the people who is the speaker now? وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَضًّا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Who is the person that is directly addressed by this ayah? Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the creator of the universe is addressing the best of the creation in the universe, telling him, Ya Muhammad. He did not say, وَلَوْ كُنْتَ قَلِيلَ الْمَالِ, if you were lacking money. وَلَوْ كُنْتَ قَلِيلَ الْعَشِيرِ, if you did not have a big tribe. وَلَوْ كُنْتَ قَلِيلَ الْعِلْمِ, if you were lacking the knowledge. No. Nothing to do with knowledge, or money, or the muscle power, or the number of the tribe. Nothing. فَضًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَمْ فَضُّ مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. Now, You know the word infaddu in Arabic, it gives the indication, which means, now, who is the group that Allah is talking about around the Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? As-Sahaba. Who is the Sahaba in our faith? The best group that has ever accompanied the Prophet during the history. Yet Allah is saying the following: Ya Muhammad, whom you are categorized as the best of my creation, and you are accompanied with the best of the creation. Now, if you were not nice with them, they will do infidad. Yanfaddu, like the, when something is explode, when the bomb, when we have the explosion. Sometimes, imagine the center of this bomb. Now, with when it is exploding, boom, like this, what happens with small pieces? It goes to everywhere, to the farthest area of the center. Regardless where it goes, the most important thing, to leave the center. You know this point? This is exactly the feeling of the Sahaba if Muhammad was not nice with them. Even though they know that he is their way of relation to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yet, they can't stand with him. If he had a bad manner. Do we need more evidence how important it is to be nice with each other inside the family? Both sides. Well, final, one of the proverbs that I love in English, really I love, I always repeat, which is, sorry sir, I can't hear you. Your action is louder than your words. I can't hear you, even though my ears, they are listening, and I receive sounds, okay? No influence. Sorry sir, I can't hear. Because your action has a much more powerful impact on me than what you say. Sorry sir, I can't hear you. Your action is louder than your words. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala yarzuqna husn al-khuluq. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praised Muhammad with one of the best characteristics in his personality, he said, وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَى خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. Subhanallah, alhamdulillah, ala din Islam.
Obviously, the next step is to ask the parents the question that we just faced, or shot at the youth. And I would like to talk to the youth, and you thought that for them to understand you, you need to understand them, right? As Stephen Covey said, seek to understand before you seek to be understood. You need to understand others before you expect them to understand you. So we'll ask the parents, any brave parent who's willing to share with us a good practice or behavior that they like about their children. Yes, no.
I myself, I don't do hijab, but my daughter independently made the decision that she wanted to do hijab just because of the Islamic school she goes to and the good friends that she has around her.
So the sister said that although she herself is not wearing hijab, her daughter willingly chose to put on the hijab and commit to hijab because of the influence of the Islamic school that she goes to. So the mother appreciates this ibadah, or this act of obedience to Allah Azza wa Jal. Yes, sister, if you can speak up.
My both kids, alhamdulillah, they pray without me reminding most of the time.
They pray without Allahu Akbar. So your parents appreciate the fact that you get up and do your prayer without reminders. And obviously, sister, it took you many years of repetition until it became a habit, and now they get up and they pray without the need for any reminders. Any fathers who would like to share with us something that you love about the behavior of your kids, or kids that you see? Asif, tafadhal. Alaykum assalam.
What I like about my 16-year-old, and I really appreciate she doesn't lie.
The brother said is that one thing he appreciates about his 16-year-old daughter is that she does not lie. And indeed, she probably never heard you lie. You never broke a promise probably that you had made to her, and that's why she never lies. Beautiful. One more brother. A behavior that you appreciate, Brother Muhammad? Obedience. So you appreciate the fact that your kids are obedient to you, of course. Yeah, who would not want that? Dr. Ahmad?
advisor.
Allahu Akbar. She is his advisor. Is it because she knows the language any better or the culture better? Mature. So the parent appreciates the fact that his daughter is mature and he takes her as his advisor. Subhanallah. Although being a professor himself, تفضل.
You just said it, the same thing I want to learn to do.
Which is?
Which is learning from the kids that can teach you sometimes that something you don't have to know.
Beautiful. So the brother is emphasizing youth and ladies, young ladies in the back. Your parents appreciate a lot of things that they're actually learning from you. There are actions that youth do that the parents appreciate and they learn from. So your parents are taking notice of what you're doing. It's not like they're just issuing commands at you. One last two comments and then I'll pass the mic inshallah to the panel. Yes, tafadhal.
Kids always like to donate things for the people always in need.
Beautiful. So your parents, youth, appreciate the fact that, or his kids, donate for all causes whenever possible without him forcing them to do so. And again, I'm sure that you have trained them to do that. I know a brother who used to give his children, every day they go to Taraweeh, $1 for snacks and $1 to be dropped in the box for 30 days. And by that you create the habit and then you just put them on cruise control. You don't have to worry about them. Brother Nabil?
Very picky when choosing his friends.
Brother Nabil appreciates the fact that his kids are picky when it comes to choosing their friends. So he appreciates the fact that you think many times before you actually choose your friends. One last comment in the back and I have to... Okay. Sister in the back.
My daughter, she's my best friend.
Allahu Akbar. The sister said is that she appreciates the fact that the daughter is not her enemy. It's not the mother versus the daughter. Her daughter is her best friend. So you trust her with your secrets? Sister, you trust her with your secrets?
Yes.
By the way, speaking of secrets, I was reminded when Dr. Amjad mentioned the story of Sayyidina Anas radiallahu anhu. Anas came to the service of the Prophet ﷺ when he was 10, right? And then he said, the first thing that the Prophet ﷺ ordered me to do, he said, أوصاني صلى الله عليه وسلم أول ما أوصاني أن أكتم سره. He said, don't expose my secret. Now the Prophet ﷺ did not have anything bad or evil to hide, but he wanted to teach Anas radiallahu anhu. And Anas said, radiallahu anhu, he said that my mother and Ummahatul Mu'mineen used to ask me عن سر رسول الله. They used to ask me what is happening in the house of the Prophet because they want to learn. And he said, وَمَا كُنْتُ لِأُفْشِي سِرَّ رَسُولِ اللَّهِ صلى الله عليه وسلم. Not even to his own mother. And now we're encouraging you to tell us the secrets of your houses. No. So Brother Naeem.
My 7-year-old says I have to say something.
Alright. And so you respect that.
So, mashallah, he's learned some surahs, and his Arabic is better than mine.
Beautiful. So you appreciate the hard work that he's putting? Jazakallahu khairan. So Brother Naeem said that he's 7 years old, has learned Arabic and he's learning Quran and he's proud of the effort that he's putting, to learn his deen. Beautiful. Any of the sisters? Yes.
I love my daughter so much because she wore the hijab. She's beautiful.
So the sister again emphasizing, the mother emphasizing to the young ladies is that she's proud of her daughter who chose willingly, without being forced, living in this culture, to wear her hijab and be proud of it. Beautiful. So let me pass the mic to Brother Faiz. You had one thing.
My son tries to pray sometimes, but he does not go to sleep unless he seeks forgiveness.
Allah, from the parents. So Brother Faiz said that his son never goes to sleep before making sure that his parents are happy and satisfied with him, because he knows that the Jannah is under the... Alright, so, okay. Not yet. So I will pass the mic. I'm sure there's tons of comments that Dr. Amjad and Brother Aftab, I know he's yielding for Dr. Amjad because he's local, but I'll open it inshallah for the panel to discuss on the beautiful comments that you had on the great things that the parents love and appreciate in their youth and youth act.
Assalamu alaikum. Wallahi, I didn't even, to be honest, I didn't even want to be sitting on this panel. When you mentioned Dr. Amjad Qourshah, I honestly don't, I mean, even that's why I insisted that he made comments on the first portion. And then I was doing the same again. I don't feel comfortable standing next to Dr. Amjad and making comments. I want to listen to him and learn from him. So, Allah, so forgive me for saying stuff. Inshallah. So I will say some things, and then inshallah he will enlighten us with some wisdom, inshallah. I don't, you know, listening to this, and even Dr. Amjad already mentioned this, that this is, you know, the atmosphere in the room is very positive, right? Obviously, and it's great, and it is very valuable and important for us to recognize what we're doing here. And I'm hoping and expecting that we all do that with our children, that our children hear those things. So what you're saying about your children, inshallah, those are things we repeat often to them, and other things to encourage them. As this is the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You know, when Dr. Amjad was talking about the example, I was remembering, and I've repeated that a lot. When I was in college or high school, I can't remember, we were at a friend's wedding, or a friend's sister's wedding. And it was in somebody's house, and they had a huge basement room. And I still remember there was time for Salat al-Maghrib. And one of the brothers in the community, he always used to call the adhan. When the masjid or wherever we were. So time for Salah came, and he stepped forward. So it just so happened that Qibla was towards the front of the room. So this brother stands up, puts his hands on his ears, and starts calling the adhan. A few seconds later, as he's starting to call, you see a little boy who's barely walking, is not even able to speak yet. He's dragging a chair behind his dad. Barely he can pull a chair like that. He drags it all the way just behind his father. And his father's calling the adhan, so this kid climbs on the chair, stands up, puts his hands on his ears, and starts making noise. He can't do the adhan. But he's just interrupting his father, but yet imitating. And when I saw that, I'm thinking, subhanAllah, you know, this is what Brother Marwan was saying to the brother, that this is, so all the qualities you see, wallahi, these are things that we have to put forward. And they're coming through because of something that we have done, and that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has facilitated and allowed those things to happen. So I think it is very, very important. And I just want to remind the children that when you're, the young people, when you're listening to these comments, pay attention to what your parents are saying. You know, the father saying honesty, and they're looking, they're watching you, because this is a parent's life. We were joking outside with one of the brothers that I had all the jackets of my kids and everybody, so I'm going to go up in the room and put them away. And he was laughing that, did you know that you were signing up for this when you became a father? I said, I had no idea what I was signing up for, right? And I said, there is no return policy. It's not like Costco. You know, you have 5-10 years to figure out if you like the product. If it doesn't work, I'll exchange it for something else. But the kids, this is powerful. I still remember when my son, he's 11 now, and when he was maybe 2 or 3 years ago, he was studying at one of the local Islamic schools at IQA at that time, not at BHA. I was there, and you know Sheikh Abdullah. So he was learning Surah Al-Mulk from Sheikh Abdullah. He was 8 years old roughly. And Sheikh Abdullah, mashallah, he has a beautiful recitation, and he knows how to transfer that recitation to the children. And we decided to let my son lead the salah. He's young, and he started reading Surah Al-Mulk. I think he's forgotten half of it now, since Sheikh Abdullah is not with him anymore. Wallahi, this is for the children. And I know all the parents, and tell me if you disagree with me. I couldn't pray. You know, a lot of people get overcome when you have ayat about hellfire, Jahannam, and things like that. But this was nothing like that. Listening to my son reading the Quran, in the manner, the emphasis he was putting on the ahkam al-tajweed and the recitation, it was so powerful. Right? Parents know that, right? That's why he's saying memorizing surahs. So, and this is not even it. right? This is just the memorization. So imagine what happens when your parents see you doing good things. You know, simple thing, wallahi, the water, right? You pay attention and you bring your mother or your father a glass of water. Or you say, do you need something? Or just step out. This is powerful stuff. It shakes up your parents beyond you can imagine. So again, what Dr. Amjad was talking about, I'm not gonna carry on. I always like to hear, and I tell my daughter that I ask her if she's my, you know, with the modern language, I say, are you my BFF? Right? Because she's always talking about, oh, Nasima is my BFF, Iman is my BFF, so I want to be her BFF too. And this is important, right? I mean, she's little, but I hope that when she grows older and my son grows older, that they consider me. So when Marwan was saying to the mother that are you comfortable sharing the secrets with your daughter or your son, I think that's easier to do. But when we can have the children sharing their secrets with us and gain our trust and know that we will guide them when there is a problem, rather than being reprimanded and scared, I think that's what's powerful. And we start now with setting that example. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to do so. And jazakumullah khair.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Jazakumullah khairan. Again, still, I'm able really to feel this kind of blessings and barakah of this session. Really ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not to let any one of us, leaves this room, but with a high spiritual benefit with the Mawla Azza wa Jal, and the new decisions in our life to change. Now, the connecting thread of what you all were highlighting. Look, alhamdulillah, I'm very happy that she's saying the truth. Obedience, respect, wearing the hijab, she's mature, she's my consultant, and I can find a connecting thread that all of these things is part of what we call Sunnah Ilahiyya Ijtima'iyya. You are gaining what you have planted. وَمَنْ يَزْرَعِ الشَّوْكَ لَا يَحْصُدُ الْعِنَبَ. But the one who put the seeds of grape will have the fruit. By Allah, alhamdulillah, you are just, having the fruits of what you have already planted. Alhamdulillah. This is Sunnah Kawniyya. This is part of the law of justice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are doing what? Now you are enjoying the end results or part of the results of what you used to do in the past. As the brother said, by Allah, if you were not saying the truth all the time, most likely your kids will not be honest. This is sunnah, this is qanoon, this is a universal law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. لذلك always we say, فاقد الشيء لا يعطي. Don't expect your kids to be excellent in saying the truth, for example, respect the people. If you yourself, you do not do this, alhamdulillah, which is like a good news, glad tidings for us. Now, the second point. This reminds me with something, because we are always, every time I give khutbah Jum'ah, at least 80% of the times, I start my talk reminding brothers and sisters and myself with the following ayah. وَذَكِّرْ فَإِنَّ الذِّكْرَ تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. To remind myself and my dear brothers and sisters that I'm not necessarily bringing something new, but my duty, or anyone in my place, a khatib or a lecturer or a giving a reminder, whatever, وَذَكِّرْ, which means remind. Let me remind myself and respected brothers and sisters with the following amazing ayah, that misunderstanding this ayah could lead to amazing misunderstanding for the concept of qada wa qadar. Some people, for many reasons, they misunderstand the idea of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us and our fate, our destiny or predestination has already been ordained, and we are just part of a divine plan, and what Allah has decided to us will happen whether we decided X or Y, is it? Khalas. This is misunderstanding. Part of qada Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala related to qawlillahi ta'ala, amazing, we need to understand the Quran. فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا. Universal law. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created planted what we call the inner nature, fitra, the instinct. It's what I call the fitra. In my language, I call the basic minimum requirement that has been built in by Allah to enable me to understand what is what and who is who with regard to good, bad, evil, acceptable, non-acceptable. It's built in, I realize it. Now, next step is أفلح من زكاها. Allah gave you the basic minimum requirement of realizing good and bad. Now, the one who does the tazkiyah to grow up, to bring up, okay? Like the corpse, plantation. أفلح من زكاها خاب من دساها, which means I have this. If I did this tazkiyah, now I myself will be in a best situation and I will be a role model for others. And let me finish my talk with a beautiful glad tidings which is above. Now we are talking about Sunnah Kawniyya, the law of Allah. But part of the law of Allah that there is what we call gifts from Allah. We are talking about Al-Karim. Are you with me? Now this is the basic minimum requirement of the law. This is mathematical law. Let's go to the divine law with regard to generosity. You know Surah Al-Kahf? You know the story of Musa alayhi salam and Khadr alayhi salam. Let's go to the last part very quickly. When they passed by the village, فَأَبَوْا أَن يُضَيِّفُوهُمَا. You know, when they said they wanted some, at that time they did not have this kind of highways. You can go to a break, you can go to gas station, you buy fast food. No, nothing at all. If they did not give you the water or the food, really, it's very difficult. So they were very mean, very stingy people to a degree they did not accept to feed them or to give them anything to drink. So bad people, literally. When they were out the village, قال فوجد فيها جدارا, a wall. قال يريد أن ينقض. It was about to fall down. قال فأقامه. He started working like a builder. Musa alayhi salam could not stand, which is common sense. Very bad, rude people. They don't deserve this kind of free help. سأنبئك بتأويل ما لم تستطع عليه صبرا. When he reached to this point, look this amazing gift of Allah. وأما الجدار فكان لغلامين يتيمين في المدينة وكان تحته كنز لهما. Highlight now. وكان أبوهما صالحا. Ya Jama'ah, you know what I'm talking about? Allah sent two prophets. Be careful. Al-Khadr is not a wali, he is a prophet. Okay? Don't open the gate for anyone to say that a Nabi was learning from a wali. This is a disaster in Islam. Because he will come, my sheikh is wali, and my sheikh saw in the dream such and such, he will cancel Islam. Be careful. Khadr is Nabi. A Nabi was sent by Allah to teach another Nabi. Nuqta, that's it. Allah sent two prophets, two messengers to work as builders, dealing with mud, dust, dirt, for the sake of two kids. They are not mature, they are not under the accountability yet, they did nothing to deserve anything by Allah. Allah is serving them with two prophets and two messengers, working builders, to remain the treasure for them, because Abuhuma, while he is in his grave now, kana salih. So if you have khawf about your offspring not to be protected, please be salih. This is the law of Allah. This is, by the way, the gift of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So don't be afraid. If you want everything to be amazing, you yourself take care of yourself first of all. فَاخِرُ الشَّيْءِ لَا يُعْطِي. This is the best divine recipe if you want your problems to be solved. Small example, معلش. For example, as example, as example, are you with me? وعليه فقس. Many examples. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help all of us inshallah to do the best. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum.